Zephyr here, and welcome back to some Minecraft. My apologies for a month of absence. I've been just working on other projects, different things like that. Working on a couple of group projects to come out in the near future, so I haven't had the time to sit and play Minecraft as much as I would. I've also been kind of looking at other filming options for PC games, because the one that I'm currently using with Fraps, due to just lack of different audio channels, and how Fraps deals with things, led to a couple of series that I wanted to do not working properly just because my audio was too quiet, or the game's audio was much too loud, or be all end all, nothing that really concerns you. Main deal is we're trying some new recording setups, and, once they get all put into place and everything, we'll be back with Minecraft regularly. Anyway, though, with the last episode that I had, we were working on the skeleton farm, or how to basically go from a skeleton farm directly to a tree farm in one nice, clean motion. Now, we worked on the chamber in the survival world in the episode, so I took the time to put the redstone together so that I don't have to make that an episode in the survival. And basically what this is taking, once we've got the finished bone meal product, to the dispensers. So, splitting items evenly in Minecraft isn't a horribly easy thing to do as much as you'd figure. Just put some hoppers. Now, timing is everything when it comes to splitting items. So, with the tree farm in mind, there are two things it needs. Number one, it needs dispensers firing on a clock, because, dispensers firing on a clock, how else are you going to grow trees? Or whatever particular thing you're going to be growing here. You could even just toss various crops in there. So, one cool thing to know about dispensers and bone meal is if you've got them firing, they don't actually use the bone meal if there is no target. If there is a target, then it will use it up. This also means that if we filled this area with trees and have the dispensers going on both ends, if trees grow and one is missing, it will waste a lot of bone meal trying to grow it. And you're even going to run into that problem just running a single row of trees. So, to waste the least amount of bone meal, I wouldn't recommend these two rows. This was kind of the demonstration one, and I wanted to build two different designs for this particular machine. One with a vertical space, and one with a horizontal space. So, if you want to build it right into a wall, this one would be best so that you're not working with too much horizontal space. You can go up and down a little bit and be fine, and this one's the horizontal space. The other bit is you have to consider that these top chests should be connected to some other room, whether through a large line of hoppers, or if your room is just directly above and you want to work from there. So, lots of things to consider with which design you want to choose in the end. I personally like the vertical design, but that's just because I like the vertical space limits more than I like the horizontal space limits. But anyway, the basics of it is items go into the top, they get sorted out. And to do that, we're using comparators. So long as there are items in this chest, it's shutting down these two hoppers. So all the items from this chest have to be evenly split between these chests before they're allowed to start going to the chests below. And it basically moves this entirety down. So you notice these shut off, which means that chest's empty, these ones are still splitting, and now everything's split fine. And because these are full, we should have about 8 to 16 in all of these, just because I did this once before. So there we go, we got it perfectly even. We can even run it again, and we can follow the redstone on this one. So, items going from one to the other. It's not splitting here because those are going to start taking them as they would hit one by one, and it's not going to, Minecraft isn't going to decide, oh, we'll use this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. It's just the first one that's there will always take the items. So you need to have the final number of items you want to split in there before it starts. And then, same deal here, but just with this bottom line. And there we go, we can now see up to 24. Now, that same kind of concept is carried over to this, but we've got a horizontal design instead. So with this one, the clock is hooked up to repeaters directly below so that it doesn't interfere with the hoppers at all, and the hoppers are all done in this one vertical bit, just around here, or out the side to down here, and done. This particular one, you need to go a little bit further and you have a little bit more delay just because of an increased number of hoppers and repeaters. This clock design also runs a little bit slower because you do need to rely on redstone torches. So you have to lower the speed of this particular clock down to 3, otherwise they're just going to burn out and nothing's going to happen. For this end of the design, and we can just prove that this one works as well by tossing those in. Now these are all empty, so we should see 4 in each of them. you go down here, and this one relies on the hopper instead of the chest directly, so you can also put a little bit of distance, you know, acknowledge a floor, different things like that. Splits into these ones again go out the side and down to the bottom. Other than that, it's the exact same design, and again you wind up with 8. It's a perfect split between everything because you're working on the timing. There's a couple of different tricks you can do for specifically 4, or specifically 4 chests or 4 end results. When it comes to item splitting, unfortunately, we need more, unless you want a 4-tree farm, which is just really sad and really small. Anyway, now the one other thing that I did with this is just to prove that this design can effectively be expanded as far as you'd happen to want. I have done this version, which has 16 final end chests, running in the same kind of concept. Now this obviously requires a lot more hoppers because you're dealing with a lot more space and whatnot, but the idea can carry forth 2 entire stacks, or an entire stack. It does take a little bit for this to get to here, but by the time half your items are in there, you don't need to worry too much. But the larger you get and the longer your hopper trails, the more I would start to worry that you're not going to get all of your items down at the same time. But it's the same kind of concept where it just simply runs down, and you'll notice there are certain areas that you need slabs. Anytime that you want to go down 1 with a comparator without taking up a space here and then space below, you want to put a block in front of it and directly below, which means most of your comparators need to be on half slabs so that you're not activating the hopper that they're standing in front of. But again, I will prove. There we go, 4, and I did this with redstone last time. But yes, there's item splitting for Minecraft. It's a little bulky. Granted, we've managed to keep this one between 4, even though it's an additional step compared to the other one. We just needed to move some redstone to the front. But between dispensers, if you've got something like, say, you've got a wall of arrows that you need to split, you've got, like I mentioned here, this is going to be used for a tree farm. You've got 2 different designs, one horizontal, one vertical, that you can deal with it. I'm probably going to upload this to Planet Minecraft as well with a download link, so you can grab it there if you want to check it out, or any of the other random inventions I've got laying around here. Tear it apart for yourself, improve it, it's all up to you. But, till next time, this will be Isaac Zephyr. We'll see you back in the survival world next time.